going through some traffic infraction stuff. I told them I had a problem with the discovery because I didn't get the discovery. Well, they've got me going to my third hearing coming up here in another week or so. And it was just a contested court hearing, which is now turning into my third appearance. And the judge found in the last hearing that the discovery wasn't, that they committed the violation of not giving it to me, whatever the real term is. And then he recessed and said, because I had put in a motion for dismissal on some other stuff regarding the case, and he said, well, because you put this in a day late, I'm going to extend it and get, or whatever, take the recess and have another court date coming up. And then he just quit talking about the discovery after interrogated the city attorney quite a bit, and she stated in that hearing that I picked up the discovery. She stated that I didn't request the discovery properly, which I did, and that's just kind of where I'm at. We'll kind of see what your idea might be.
What was the discovery? What are you trying to get, like a videotape?
Well, no, it was just the basic stuff they give you. I didn't ask for nothing special. I just, as a matter of fact, the courthouse I'm going through, they have a form you download for the discovery, and I did that, and I submitted it timely. And they even said that they called me twice to pick it up, which was my preferred method of contact, and they didn't. And I've got my phone records printed out that I've sent to them today, and I'm going to bring them with me to court.
Why do you make a motion for them to hold the other side in contempt with their own court?
Hold the city attorney?
Yeah, hold her in contempt. She knows the rules, and she's contemptuous. She's not abiding by the rules of court, and she's the one who called the court. A lot of people say to me, well, Karl, wait a second, you say don't ever make motions, and don't. No, Karl Lentz says don't ever, 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 ever. I don't use those words like never, never, or ever, ever. I don't use those silly words. Sometimes it's to my convenience, especially something crazy like, say, a DUI or something like that. Sometimes it's to my convenience when I just say to them something simple like, hey, you know what, they're in contempt of court. That's what we're doing with I'm doing with another case because it's a double sword case. It's a very complicated case where there's two different, you'd have a problem, like, say, with the county, the state, and the feds. It's like, have you seen, like, a murder trial? It's like you get a murder trial, and the city might pick it up. The city of New York might, go after the guy for the murder, or the state of New York might pick it up for the murder, or the federal government might because, say, it was a federal worker. So now
right.
I have a complicated case like that where the man's fighting multiple courts. It's just, and so obviously we're going for the discovery. So hopefully they will be in contempt of court. And they will not give the discovery in the time in which the court ordered the moving party to turn over all the discovery. So hopefully the discovery will not be forthcoming, because then obviously we're going to go in and say, hey, you know what? He's in contempt of your court order. The court ordered that he has to give over discovery, and he hasn't done it in a timely manner, so he's actually in contempt of court. So obviously, he must have other things more important to do than this silly case or this silly matter. That's, obviously he must have a lot more important cases to do. So since this is of no, importance to the prosecutor, I see where nobody else in this court should take, this case seriously either. So, we move to dismiss this case or discharge this matter, and let the feds pick it up, or let the state pick it up, or let the city, let somebody else pick it up, because obviously, they're dropping the ball on this. So why bother playing this any further? Because obviously, if we have to come back again, somebody is going to pay, compensation for this time that's been lost. Now, if they wish me to tender a claim for compensation because the discovery was not timely, that's fine. I have very reasonable fees, which I'll charge them for failing to comply with the court order.
Yeah.
And just do something like that.
Now, do I put that in a whole motion? Put all that info in the motion?
Well, like I said, you could, if you hold them in contempt, then the contempt would be a very simple motion. It'd just be, you're making the motion that they're in contempt, and then you could say, see, it's like, and a motion is called that they hold contempt, and whatever you want to bring into that motion
is well suppress the discovery, right?
Right, that's right. You could bring in their own rules. So you could say they had 30 days, according to rule whatever 16.2. I filed the form in accordance to the rules of this court. I filed this form according to Rule, 27B. And you can just put it down where, and then you make, like I said, you just write down where they have failed to even abide by their own rules. This is their court, and these are rules. And I agreed to play this game, and I agreed to take on the title of defendant. I agreed to act as the defendant. I agreed to plea. I agreed to all this stuff, and they agreed to act in a certain manner. If they don't wish to act in this manner, then then I move to dismiss it. And then, like I said, then the judge gives you any crap, then you can actually say, you know what, if you are going to tolerate this nonsense to go on, you know what, I'm just going to relinquish, I want to withdraw as a defendant, and I'm just going to stand here as a man. And I'm going to ask, is there any man here that makes the claim I've done something wrong? I said, I don't mind acting as a defendant. Sometimes it's fun. Sometimes I can make a lot of money. But at this time, if you aren't going to abide by your own rules and you're going to get cute and you're going to allow this to continue, well, then, you know what, I'm going to have to withdraw can't accept the title of defendant. I'm just going to have to stand here as a man and make a claim. People don't understand sometimes when I say like this because I have a CDL license. I drive a truck. I haven't drove for years. I have my own truck, but I haven't done it for a living. I drive my own truck, I drive my own 9-speed. I got my own, but I don't do it for a living. I do it when I need to go pick something up. But I'm not like a truck driver where I'm working for whatever, United Van Lines or something like that. I do it at my own leisure because I need to, get my own stuff. But what I'm saying is, if I have a CDL and somebody's calling me on it, obviously I want to keep the CDL if I'm working for United Van Lines because they're not going to hire me if I lose my CDL. And the defendant going to the state is going to, suspend your license, and I need that license to make an income if I was United Van Lines employee. Now, if I'm fortunate enough, I'm just a man and I'm taking to point B, and the Constitution clearly says that the states can't interfere with the right of the contract. So if I can own my own truck and identify myself, then honestly, I don't need it to be 99, 100%.
You're fading in and out, Karl.
100% these people that talk to me, they need to keep their driver's license for whatever reason. So, like I said, 100% of the people who ask me, especially driver's licenses, they need to keep their driver's licenses. So I don't tell them to play cute like Dean Clifford would say, oh, burn your driver's license, throw it away. Oh, really? And passports too? Oh, yeah, passports too. Oh, really? And how do you think we're going to go from point A to point B in a timely manner? How do you think we're going to accomplish that without being harassed every 5 feet away? Somebody like me can do it because I know how to do it. But, poor normal people, no. They got until they learn, who they have to call up at the state capitol, who they have to go shake hands and talk to. You can't just be making, it's a process. Who really wants to deal with it? Nobody.
Yeah. Most of us will get in more trouble trying to do it when we don't know how to fully do it.
Right, and you just get yourselves in a lot of trouble, or you listen to somebody, like I said, these other guys who just say, burn your draft card, burn your Social Security number, burn, oh, what? Are you kidding me? Stop, Just help you get. It's funny, somebody called me up the other day, he's filling out a passport. Oh, you filled out a passport, what did you do? I said, I put down every damn thing. They said, did you put down a U.S. citizen? I'm a U.S. citizen. I'm a U.S. slave. I am a 14th Amendment. I'm a 14th Amendment involuntary servant. I am whatever they wanted me to put down. I put down whatever they wanted on that damn piece of paper to get that damn passport. He says, well, you signed your name to it. I said, sign my name to who? I signed my name to no man. I signed my name to a what? It's just like I made a contract with a pine cone. I made a contract with a color TV. I make a contract with a man. Some guy could walk up to me and said, didn't you sign this piece of paper? Yeah, damn right I did. And who are you? Well, I'm the Attorney General. I didn't ask you what you are. I asked you who you are. Well, I'm the Attorney General for the United States of America. Okay, again, another what? A pine cone is speaking for a telephone pole. Isn't that special? Well, I'm talking to a pine cone. I'm talking to a pine cone on a color TV. I didn't ask you what I'm talking. I didn't ask you who am I talking to? Who did I sign that to? Who's being harmed? Who am I liable for? Who's going to hold me liable for that signature? Nobody. So go play with yourself. You see what I'm saying? It's simple for somebody like me because I've seen this my whole life, and I'm like I said to the guy who's filling out the passport, it'll get me in and out of that border so fast and so quick. I'll swear, damn right I'm a slave. I'm a slave to Barack Obama. He's my daddy. Is that going to get me over the border? Yeah, there you go. And then it's like, what? Guess what? I'm a leprechaun. No, I'm a unicorn. Oh, now what? I'm a man. I'm in limited capacity to whatever I wish to be. Oh, no, I'm not a unicorn. Oh, no, I'm not a leprechaun. Oops, I'm just back to being a man. Oh, well. Did it get the job done? Did it get me in and out of the border? Yeah. Am I going to waste my time going to jail for 16 months like a dean to prove a point? Like, oh, wow, no. What is it going to take? What do you folks need? Need that signature? There you go. Am I out of here? Good, I'm out of here. Now watch this. Oh, I withdraw my signature. What? You can't do that. Yeah, I can. You can't bind me with a piece of paper. Why? Because I'm a man. I don't want to be defendant no more. I don't want to be citizen no more. Nope. Goodbye. It's voluntary. You can't make me do anything that's involuntary. You can't. It's like the easiest examples are husbands and wives. Anytime a wife wants to say, no sex tonight. Well, I have a license, honey. I got a contract on your ass. I don't think so. Well, I'm married to you. No, it's not going to happen. No, yep, I see the marriage license. Yep, and there's a contract. Nope. You better not touch me or, speed dial is 911.
Yeah.
You can't hold me to it. You can't hold me to it. You can't even hold a freaking wife to her agreement. You can't hold a wife to her contract. You can't hold a wife to her license. She's like, no, I'm going to break the license. I'm out of here. Goodbye. And what? Look at California, no fault. She's still going to get half. No matter if she's cheating or not, it don't matter. I mean, that's the easiest way to show that it's a total joke. People's word and a piece of paper nowadays in this land is a joke. It's a total joke. So it's funny, people ask me that all the time. Say, hey, Carl, we'll do, what's those lawyers do? What do they call those things? I'll work on a contingency fee. I call when I get the big payday call, I'll make sure I cover you. It's like, oh, please. I said, what? And we're going to sign a contract? And he's like, well, yeah. And I just laugh. I said, yeah. And then when you can't pay me or don't feel like paying me, you're going to pay me, what, $1 a year for the next 10 million years? Like, yeah.
When you catch up to him.
Yeah, no. They're going to say, well, here you go, my brother. Here's $1, and that's the best I can do for the next 10 million years. I'm sorry I owe you 10 million, but it's going to take me 10 million years to pay me. I said, yeah, I know what you're going to do. I said, but don't be silly. I said, I'm not going to fall for that suckers game. I said, I'm not stupid. I said, just come here, like the other guy, I said, come on here and work for me. So one guy came up here for 17 days and worked for me. Another guy came up here for 8 days. I said, they can't afford to give me any money. I said, come on up here and work. I said, I don't care. I said, you want me to work for you? Yeah, well, then you get up here and work your ass for me. It's worked out pretty good. I must have had at least 8 people up here in the last year doing work around here. So it worked out fine. But like I said, that's what I do. So like I said, people are going to say, well, see, now Carl's saying make a deal and do motions. And that's right. Sometimes you have to get a damn passport. Sometimes you do have to get a damn bank account. Sometimes you do want a cell phone. Sometimes you do want, a driver's license. You got to learn how to play both worlds. And I really think that the government agents, the people who listen to these shows and the people who, I think they really appreciate it, that I'm not one of these guys saying burn this and burn that and F this and F that. No, it's a balancing act. It's a tap dance. Well, like I said to people, it's how did they used to do it, say, in 1932? Or let's make it even simpler, 1965. Go watch an Andy Griffith episode. And before people had driver's license, and if they didn't have one, Barney would run them in. Barney would run them in and say, well, we just can't let any stranger walk around town. We got to find out who you are. You look very dangerous. So to maintain the peace, we are going to bring you in until we can find out if you're an escaped convict. That we heard that, Mount Pilot, there's an escaped convict running around, so we're going to find out who you are, make sure you're not an escaped convict. It's the same thing. It's like the movie Rambo. I thought that was the stupidest movie I ever saw because I was totally for the sheriff. I forgot what that man's name was. He was a great actor, man. And he was just being a decent guy about it. He'd say, hey, look, buddy, you're freaking everybody out here, man. You got this long, ridiculous hair. You got this ridiculous clothes, and you're wearing a sword. You're walking through Main Street, Mayberry. You're scaring the shit out of everybody. Here's $50 and a can of soup, and here's the bridge, and the other town is about 2 miles that way. I'd appreciate it if you don't come back. And then what does the guy do? The guy makes a U-turn and he leaves, and guess what? Rambo's like, no, fuck him, man. I'm going to go back into town. It's like, wait a second, what's the purpose of Rambo going back into town? He's like, well, I'm an American, and I can carry a sword, and I can look as crazy as I want. I said, that's like me walking through the mall with a bomb in my hand. It's like I got a really long fuse, like a 3-foot long fuse, and I'm walking through the mall. And I said, well, I'm a man, and that's my property, and I got a bomb. It's like, yeah, but dude, you're scaring the shit out of everybody. You got a bomb. Yeah, it's a 12-hour delay fuse. Don't worry about it. I'll be done shopping in the mall, be closed way before that fuse blows. And I said, that's okay, I just have the right to take my property wherever I wish. It's like, dude, you're breaching a peace. Dude, you're scaring the shit out of everybody. You can't be walking around the mall with a bomb. Well, dude, it's not going to go off. I told you there's a 12-hour delay on it. Look at it. Look at how slow it's burning. Dude, you can't be doing this. You're scaring the shit. It's breaching the peace. It's an ancient law that goes back since caveman time. You can't breach the peace.
That's what damage, right? You're doing damage with doing that, right?
Yeah, like I said, it's not so much you're damaging the people's ability to just, occupy the common grounds. I mean, we're all in the common ground. This is the common ground, the common land.
Damn, they're not, because now they're stressing.
Right now, they have the right to use and enjoy the common ground as much as you do. So you ain't going to be walking through, like I see these insane, ridiculous. What do they call these? Second Amendment clowns walking through towns with machine guns.
Doing challenges on the police on the YouTube pages and stuff.
Yeah, with a machine gun. I said, dude, you got an assault rifle walking through like a nursery school. Are you out of your effing mind? If I saw you, I'd jump. If I saw somebody walking around through, I live not too far away from a church. I live right next to a church. I get thrown rock underhand and hit the church. If I saw some clown walking in a parking lot with an assault rifle at that church, you better believe I'd tackle that clown and beat the hell out of him. And say, hey, I have the right to do that. Hey, dude, are you out of your mind? I thought you want to go to war with these church people. Well, I got the right to war. Dude, you can't be doing it. You got to know that's just effing crazy. You got to understand, man, that's my job is to protect those people. Well, you're not a cop. That's right. I'm my brother's keeper. I see you walking in towards that church parking lot with a machine gun. I ain't going to wait to ask you what the hell you're doing. I'm going to try to jump your ass from behind, and I'm going to put you down.
Yeah, I've been hearing some of your old stuff over yesterday and this morning about the Good Samaritan stuff you talked about and all that regarding that.
Yeah, I see.
Like is it called a Good Samaritan law in some places? Is that what it is?
Oh yeah, you better believe it. Especially like places like say Montana, North Dakota, Wyoming. Places that you won't see another human being for miles. You see somebody that they need help, you better help them.
Right.
There's states like that the neighbors understand the good neighbor policy that you better help. Because there's only a couple of us up here. You better help. You better give a damn good reason why you didn't help that lady. I don't want to hear she's black. I don't want to hear I'm white. I don't want to hear no nonsense. Just like with me. Look, I went to D.C. and helped a black lady. Why the hell isn't Oprah Winfrey doing it? Why isn't Jesse Jackson doing it? Why isn't the local Baptist church doing it?
They're not getting the check.
Yeah, but still, why am I my brother's keeper? Why can't somebody else help? Why am I the only one showing up? So I love it when people tell me, like, Carl, you're all about money. Carl, you don't help nobody. Oh, really? You got any pictures of you standing next to anybody, walking the court with them? You got any, women and children that you helped get back, didn't charge them anything? You got a Mexican lady, sending you pictures? You got French Canadians? You got anybody? No. So don't tell me what I'm doing.
Yeah, exactly. People are good at that, ain't they?
Yeah, and like I said, what helps too is I remember that crazy Bundy family. I thought it was a joke when they really said they wanted me to go out there and help the Bundys. I thought it was like Al Bundy. I thought it was a joke. I was like, I thought it was a joke. I was like, you want me to go out to the Nevada to help the Bundys? I was like, what, Al Bundy?
Oh, them Bundys. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so I just, when they told me that they have a court order against them and, take the animals off of the public land, I said, well, comply with the court order, seek compensation for the order, or modify the order. What's the big deal? Oh, no, they got 10,000 people surrounding the U.S. Marshals down here. I said, what? They've just been ordered to take, what? They got an order. There's 3 ways to handle an order. It has absolutely nothing to do with pointing a gun at somebody's son or daughter. They said, well, they want you to come on out there and help them. I said, oh, really? He said, yeah, they got a radio show on Boston. They want the son is going to be on. I said, oh, really? They want you to talk to the son, the like 50-something years old son. I said, yeah, I'll talk to him. So they said they'll fly me out there, and I said, oh, you fly me out there? And I was like, yeah. Where's the U.S. Marshals? They're about a half a mile up the road now. Yeah, we backed them off. I said, yeah, go ahead, fly me out there. And, you want to talk to me, I'm going to be standing next to the U.S. Marshals. He was like, why? I said, you're an asshole. You're a moron. He's like, what? I said, if you were any kind of a man, you would never point your gun at another man's son or daughter. And I guarantee those U.S. Marshals, they all have families, and their families love them. They're so proud of them. And you got the balls big enough because you just don't know how to handle a court order like a man. Either modify the order, carry out the order, seek compensation for the order. No, you're going to point a gun at some man who's just trying to do his damn job. I said, now, if you had a court order against the United States government, you would ask the U.S. Marshals to go execute it for you, and you'd expect them to do it, and they would. I said, but now that it's flipped around and the U.S. government's having them execute the order on you, why don't you just create your own damn order and execute it on them? He says, how do we do that? I said, I'm not going to teach you. You're a little Nancy boy. I'm going to point my gun at you because I don't like your order. Oh, really? And you don't understand that they're a servant and you're the public, and they're the public servants. You don't understand that. You don't understand how to take control of these public servants. The only way you think you can do it is with a gun. Oh, really? And so what's funny is the other day somebody, my buddy Jimmy says to me, hey, man, my landlord's kicking me out of my place. I said, why is that? He said, well, he makes drugs, hillbilly drugs up here. I said, yeah, and? He said, well, him and his girlfriend came down to your place where you're living now by your folks, and some other drug informant was in the back seat. I said, yeah, and? He said, drug informant said, hey, what are you doing down Karl Lentz's driveway? I don't know anybody knew my name because my family's name is not Lentz. My mom married another guy. And the landlord guy said, how do you know this guy? He said, well, he's friends with the U.S. Marshals. And I was told by the other feds around this area, don't go near this man's driveway. He said, get me out of this man's driveway now. So it's funny, the U.S. Marshals definitely know where I live now. There's no doubt about it. And it's funny, I just moved here. And that my mom's last name is not the same as not a Lentz.
Right.
So it's pretty funny that some drug informant told his buddies, you better flip this car out of this man's driveway. That's Karl Lentz, and he's friends with the U.S. Marshals. I don't want no part of this man. So like I said, it's nice to know that the U.S. Marshals like me. That really makes me feel good. And see other people who listen to these kind of shows are like, oh, see, Carl's a COINTEL pro or something like that. No, I'm not. I'm just trying to tell everybody, look, I'll work with you folks. I'll work with them.
You're the exact opposite of a COINTEL pro because they want to kill people and they want to hurt groups of people and they want to. That's what their job was. Right,
like an Alex Jones kind of guy, right? To incite the people so they could start getting names and getting people to sign up for their newsletters and sign up for the news. Right.
That's what
ridiculous.
they did to Martin Luther King. Those people got them guys.
Yeah, like I said, it's funny. I'm trying to show people how to get in and out of court with pieces of paper, and that's it. I'm not trying to show people how to make a fortune. I'm not trying to show people how to get out of their mortgages. I'm trying to show people this is the public servants. We're the public. They have to learn to serve us again because we're, for some reason, we let it slip. For some reason, we forgot how to be a man. For some reason, we thought that we need the government to govern us. For some reason, we forgot that we're self-governing. I said, thank God when the federal government closed down a couple of years ago after 5 weeks, nobody really cared. There was no looting, rioting in the street. There was no burning cop cars. There was nobody going crazy. And I think the federal government realized, the United States government realized, we better open up and come back to business because, honestly, these people are still very self-governing. They are still self-governing. We got to wait until they're depend on us. Right now, the people aren't dependent enough on the United States government. So when the United States government closes down, nobody really cares. But maybe in 10, 20 years from now, they close down. There'll be rioting in the street. There'll be looting. There'll be, need for martial law. And right now, the United States government, just Washington, D.C. fell out into the Potomac River. They'd be like, oh, well, that was a really bad, tidal wave. Oh, that was a shame. Oh, well, what else is there to do today? We're watching on CNN. We're watching on CNN that, the Capitol building's gone. Oh, the White House fell into the Potomac. Oh, wow, big flood. Oh, well, now what's for dinner,
Right. What's on the late night show? Who's on?
Yeah, who cares? Yeah, what's Vanna White wearing tonight? Yeah, let's watch
And
the
it was the old president's spokesman that's on the talk shows.
yeah, well, that's what I used to say to people. What's Vanna White wearing tonight? Let's get home before, Wheel of Fortune's over, so we see what Vanna's wearing.
Remember when she was in the Playboy now?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Nobody cares right now. Right now, we're still very, no matter what an Alex Jones folks say, no matter what any of these people say, we are very still a nation of the self-governing. We really don't rely on the United States government whatsoever for a daily existence.
No, they rely on us more than we rely on them, I would have a feeling.
That's what I'm saying. It's still a little fear-mongering. They believe, they have to be in our face every 5 seconds and say, Donald Trump this or whoever else is running for president that. Like, honestly, it doesn't matter because, like I said, if say they voted me for president of the United States, and I'm the president of the United States, I'd say, hey, you know what? It's been a long campaign. I'm going to take off for a month or two. I'm going to, go to Hawaii and go swimming for a while. However, this country's been running for the last 200 years. I'm sure you guys got it well in control. You know what? When you need me to make a speech or kiss a baby or shake hands, you let me know. I'm going to go take a nap.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, what does the President of the United States really need to do? Like I said to the U.S. Marshals, I said, look, if I say like something like the President, you have civil servants that are running the government for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years. Some of these people are in service working for the federal government, keeping the place running good. So it's just like me. I said, so you made me in charge of I said, man, if I could run this farm for a day or a week and I could keep my CD collection and my VCR collection separated in alphabetical order, I'd be amazed. I said, I'm certainly not going to run a neighborhood or a community or a town or a state. I'm certainly not going to run a nation. One man can't run it. So who really gives a shit who the president is? Because honestly, he can't be everywhere at all times. He's just a figurehead. He's just a good-looking poster boy. I said, if I was the president, that's all I'd do. I just say, hey, you know what? I'm going to go take a nap. This has been a long campaign. You know what? Wake me up in a month or two. Let me know. If the country needs me to make a speech, let me know. Until then, don't bother me. Like I said, man, it's, so like I say, the way I look at, like I said, what was that crazy guy, man, who said, the guy with the gun charges on him in Washington, D.C., what class? He's like, oh, we got representatives in all the original 13 colonies. When the United States collapses, we'll take over, like me and my wife, we'll take over North Carolina. So you and your wife going to take over the mobile home park that you're in control of. You guys going to take over the mobile home park. You're going to take over the state of North Carolina, and you're going to help the United States go, oh, yeah, we already wrote to the Secret Service, and, we already told the Department of Justice, and we'll take over the seat of the government, when the United States collapses. I said, dude, I would be so impressed if you could run your mobile home park for a week without your neighbors, hanging you from the tallest tree. I said, I'd be amazed. I said, and you're going to run the United States government. Do you have any idea? Did you ever take an airplane ride? You know what this country looks like? Do you understand the size of this? You have any idea what you're talking about? This is like it has a life of its own. So even when the United States government closed down, it still didn't make a blip on the radar screen. I don't think the United States government realizes just how big this nation is and just how many people are here and how many people and so the United States government's gone. And okay, do you realize how big this nation is? Do you realize how much we don't need? Whatever, we'll get by.
Right.
The people will figure out another way around it. They're like, oh, well.
They should always dealt with that, and or maybe they failed and they all disappeared, but they've always come back somehow.
Yeah, if they come back and they don't, it still doesn't matter. It's like, okay, we'll overcome. We're self-governing. It's not that big of a priority. We don't really need it.
Yeah.
We'll figure a way. And that's what's funny is they must have said to themselves, damn, we don't got the people dependent on us enough. People aren't afraid of us enough.